Hello, Nicole, and happy December and happy holidays. How are you?
I'm so good. I love this time of year. We actually just did the tree, all the lights, all the decorations. It feels like Christmas.
Oh my gosh, you are far ahead of me. I have not started yet. So I applaud you. So I cannot believe it's already the end of 2021. We're heading into 2022. And to be honest, I need to vent to you a little bit because I'm having still this issue with a lot of my buyers, and I'm sure you're dealing with this too. They're still thinking we're in a bubble, and they're still thinking here in the Denver market that one day prices are going to go down and one day the market, will crash or whatever the case may be. But I was, looking at one of your newsletters over the weekend, and you had a really great graphic that I'd really love to talk about with everyone watching about population, the population skyrocketing, as we all know in Denver, versus active homes on the market, plus, a lot of other factors contributing to that. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Absolutely. This graph that I was sharing, it shows visually what I've been screaming from the mountaintops. Like
Right.
there's no bubble. There's no bubble, but I get it. Like I want home prices to go down too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we want that because they seem extreme. And to some degree they are. You cannot keep appreciating at 18 to 21.5% long term. But the problem is we've been having this drop. If you look at the green line, we've been having this drop of actives really since 2008.
Yeah.
So this isn't something that's brand new. And then you have this demographic swell that was going to happen regardless. And it just so happened to coincide with a pandemic, which redirected people's desire to be in a home. And so all of that kind of coming together at the same time, as low interest rates, of course, do as well to the pandemic, created this swell of demand, this increase in demand. So we've got a natural population increase, and this is the Denver Metro 11 main counties. So DMARC is the Denver Metro Association of Realtors, and they cover 11 counties. And so the population for these 11 counties is up over slightly 3.3 million people. And you're talking about 1.4 million households. And those numbers are continuing to go up because millennials will not continue to live in their parents' basements. So as those millennials, which are higher educated and making more money at their age than their older brothers, sisters, parents, and grandparents, so they're higher educated, making more money, ready to get out of the basement, ready to create their own households, that number is going to continue to go up. The Denver Metro continues to have net population gains, yet this increased demand is pressuring inventory, which is dropping to, again, historical lows. So we wrapped up November at just over 2,200, like 2,243 homes for sale, and that always statistically goes down between December and January. So we know that's going to drop again. So those fewer homes is just really being quite offset by this population and housing.
Absolutely. And statistically, we normally do see an uptick of inventory after the holidays. And especially now that the Broncos aren't going to the Super Bowl. I know it's sad, but they're not. But normally we do see an uptick of homes sooner than later then, because I remember when the Broncos won the Super Bowl in 2016, the spring, late winter, early spring real estate market really didn't start until February to March, where now the Broncos aren't going. So while it's a positive note, we will see an uptick in homes, hopefully right after the new year. There's not going to be, I don't foresee there being enough to really get this supply somewhere where it's a little bit more stable, but then again, it is what it is. So let's pivot to some good news. That's bad news for all the people that are thinking it is a bubble and it'll burst one day. However, tell me some good news. Let's talk about some good news. What's some good news that you're hearing in the real estate and mortgage market right now?
Well, good news is the fact that we still do have new builds, right? So home builder expectations continue to be up. Pending sales is up. Home sales is up. There's certainly demand, and that will continue to increase home values. Home values are up. Now, that buyer that's coming in is going to have to right-size their budget. But those people who own homes have built in an incredible amount of wealth. And those foreclosures are dropping off quickly. Those forbearances are dropping off quickly and not converting into foreclosures. So the inventory is going to continue to be strong, which is going to continue to elevate equity, which is continuing to build wealth for homeowners. So that's fantastic news if you own a home, or if you want to continue to own those homes or buy more homes for investment properties. What else is good news is that interest rates are still really low.
They're really
We're
low.
talking about them going up, but we got to know we've still got a couple of months before that even starts to happen. And it's not guaranteed to happen, but we do know that the risk is higher the second half of 2022 than it has been in 2020 or 2021. Now that the Fed is tapering their purchasing of mortgage-backed securities and treasuries, which means they're just not buying as many, and they're going to start raising the Fed rate, the cost of funds is going to start to go up, and that eventually ripples to long-term money like 30-year fixed. So as that happens, now if I could show you some long charts, and I'm actually going to do that on a presentation that I have tomorrow, but I could show you some charts where they're sisters, but they aren't identical sisters, right? They're not identical twins. They don't absolutely, as soon as the Fed starts raising the Fed rate, doesn't mean immediately our 30-year fixed rate is going to go up. But it does mean that ultimately now is the right time because interest rates are still hovering right about or just over 3%. 15-year fixed are extremely low, and 5/1 ARMs are extremely low because of that Fed rate still being zero. So if you can afford a 15-year fixed, or if you want to gamble and you know you're not going to be in that home long term, ask about an ARM, an adjustable rate mortgage. So there's plenty of good news to talk about for buyers and sellers.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Nicole, for that good news. And for anyone who does want to see those charts or maybe wants to talk to you about getting a loan, getting a new loan, maybe refining or whatever, I will have all of your information right down below this video on YouTube and on social media. And if anyone wants to go look at houses, feel free. I am here for the holidays. I am around. I will have all my information as well right below this video. Nicole, thank you so much. Happy holidays. And I cannot wait to talk to you again in 2022.
Absolutely, Marybeth. Happy holidays to you too.
Happy holidays.